Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it's quarter-final time in the Carabao Cup, and all 8 teams are ready, and we are here to make our predictions. It is all 8 Premier League teams in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. Every other team from the Championship team or League One teams, all of them are out. So it is going to be an all Premier League quarter-finals. So let's go ahead and start making our predictions. The first game, of course, it involves my club Arsenal. They are playing against Crystal Palace at the Emirates Stadium. So I think it would be a very interesting game. Arsenal have not been that good, they've drawn the last 2 Premier League games, but they won in the Champions League fixture against Monaco last midweek game. They are at the Emirates as well. They are but the problem is the fans are not really happy at the moment with the way that they played against Everton. It was such a bad performance. It was that I said the same thing after the game in my review. I will use the same word. I think it was a disgusting performance. It was a shameful performance. You don't expect Arsenal to play like that, especially at your home stadium. It was a really bad performance that day. The fans are expecting something from their team. They want to see Arsenal play good football again. That's what we are known for. That is our club's identity. We have not won for a long time any major trophy, but one thing that has been consistent with us, that we play good football. That's what we are known for. Like, everybody respects us for that, and I don't think that I ever want to lose that from my club. So I don't really care sometimes if we don't. Sometimes there are moments, or when you lose a game, and if you play that good, you can at least accept that. But the way that we played during the weekend, it's not acceptable. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of Arsenal fans are going to be interested to see what Arteta does, and I hope that he shuffles things around because we have another important game in the weekend as well. So now it's a very interesting crunch time in the Premier League, especially because the games are going to come thick and fast, and this is an important game. I have never seen Arsenal win the Carabao Cup, and I've been supporting them for about 20 years. So it is Arsenal. So it is a big deal for me as well. Like, silverware is a big thing. It doesn't matter what trophy you are going to win. So you need to win. Playing against Crystal Palace, they are not doing that good. They are in a good run of form for the last 2-3 weeks. They are starting to come out of that a relegation zone. They are getting the results that they needed. I always said that Crystal Palace have a good enough squad, and I was surprised that they were really down but as I said, they are starting to come back, and they're starting to get the result that they need. But will they be able to get a result at the Emirates? I really don't think so. I think it is going to be a very tough game for Arsenal, and I think it's going to be a frustrating game for Arsenal as well. And I don't think we are gonna lose this game, but I don't think we are gonna win it in extra time, in normal time as well. I think the game ends 1-1 in extra time. At full time, and then in extra time we get a winner. I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal win during the extra time. Up next, it's a Newcastle versus Brentford at St James's Park. It is going to be like one of the most entertaining games of the quarterfinal draw, because both if I had to put my money on one of those, I would put my money on Brentford, even though they lost against Chelsea. But I think Brentford are a really good team. Thomas Frank has done a great job at the club, and I think they know that their best chance to win a silverware this year is the Carabao Cup. So they are going to make sure that they come in and they would really fancy themselves against Newcastle, who, let's be very honest, are not really having a good time. They won over the weekend, that's one thing, but their form is not that good. They are so inconsistent, and when it really matters, unfortunately for Eddie Howe and Newcastle, the last year or a half, and it has been that when it really matters, when you start to think that Newcastle have sort of turned a corner, they fall right back in. And I think this could be one of those games where Newcastle fans are going to be really excited, thinking that we have the home advantage, and it is just like one more game before the final, and they're going to think that they might end up winning. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think it will be quite an interesting game filled with goals, and I am going, but I don't think it is going to end in normal time as well. I think it will be a 2-2 draw in normal time, but in the end, in extra time, Brentford are going to nick it. I'm going for a 3-2 win for Brentford in extra time. Then it's Southampton versus Liverpool, and I would say like this is one of the easiest fixtures to predict. If I'm being very honest with you, Southampton have been dreadful in the this season. They are at the bottom of the table. They have lost their manager. Russell Martin has been sacked already. The way that they played against Spurs, I mean 5-0 thumping. It was such a bad performance. And the fact of the matter is the manager is gone, but the players are still there. And I don't think they are going to do something special against Liverpool, who are flying at the moment, top in the Premier League, top in the Champions League. Everything they are doing is really working out for them. They drew against they have lost a couple of points, important points in the Premier League, but I still think that they are good enough, even if Slots decides to rest some of his major players, which I really think he's gonna do. I think they still have a good enough score to defeat Southampton, and I think they are gonna do it, and I think they are gonna do it comfortably as well. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Liverpool. And the last quarter final is the big one. It is Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. And now the funny thing is, both these teams a week ago, if let's say a week ago, if the games were held last Tuesday, Wednesday, like that, and I would have been sitting here, I would say both these teams had a really bad performance over the weekend. They again dropped the points and whatnot. Now this week I'm sitting here and like both of them are on cloud nine. Tottenham Hotspur thumped Southampton final. Amazing performance in that first half. Second half they barely did anything. Like they knew they had won the game, so it was it didn't really matter to them. And United on the other hand, I mean that Manchester derby was probably one of the worst Manchester derbies that I have ever seen. In my opinion, none of the teams deserve to win that game. Both teams deserve to lose that game, if I'm being quite honest with you. But somehow, somewhere, Manchester United ended up winning that game, and the way that they won it, like that, is the main important factor that is going to give Amorim the confidence, that is going to give the players the confidence, to snatch the victory away from Manchester City. It is defeating them is always going to be sweet for United, but to defeat them in this way, when they thought that they had won it, it is extra sweet, extra sugar, for the for United supporters and the players as well. So I think it is going to be a very interesting game. Playing Spurs, and the thing with both of these teams are like they are so inconsistent. I mean, you cannot really predict what both of them are going to do. They could be world class one weekend, and 3 days later they could be absolutely dreadful, and that is why I say this is going to be one of the most hard, I think in my opinion, one of the most hard games to predict, especially because it is a cup game, right? If it was a league game, I would have easily gone for a draw and I would be done with it. But because it is a cup game, you need to get a result out of it. I think both of them are going to be cautious. That the main thing is going to be how United play with that tackle Spurs' high line. They can take quite a good advantage of that, or it could really backfire on United. So that is going to be one thing that is I'm going to look out for in that game. I think the full time it is going to be a 1-1, and it is going to stay 1-1 in the extra time as well. We are going to go to penalties, and I think this game is going to be the one that where we go to penalties. And unfortunately, the thing is, these are two penalties are in my opinion a toss of coin. Anything can happen, and these are two teams that I, as an Arsenal fan, I hate the most. Spurs I cannot like, and United, growing up seeing all the rivalry that Arsenal United had, like I hate United as well. Like my brother, my best friend, both of them are United fans, so like it is always been there. So for me it is like the worst game to predict, especially in a cup game. But I think because of the good luck factor, the confidence that United got by defeating City, and especially in a way that they defeated City. Of course, Spurs defeated Southampton 5-0, but it is a normal thing to expect Spurs to defeat them. For United to win that game in a way, I think that is going to give them a lot of confidence. And when you are in a penalty shootout sort of a scenario, you need that confidence. I think that is going to help them. 1-1 at full time, 1-1 at extra time. In the end, Manchester United defeat Tottenham Hotspur 4-3 on penalties. And with that, my predictions are completed. Just 4 games, 2 games on Wednesday, 2 games on Thursday, and we are going to know our semi-finalist for the Carabao Cup, in just 2 days. So exciting games in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions, and what are your predictions as well. Let me know in the comment section below, and we'll see whose predictions are true. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the end of this year, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. It's like almost 60 plus subscribers remaining, and we still have about 15 days for the new year. So please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out, and make it a good end of year present for me. Until next time, bye bye.